Welcome to Beyond the Huddle, the Central Arkansas FCA podcast where faith meets competition. I'm your host, Zach Rose, and I'm here with my co-host, Josh Adair, and we're back. It's been a while since we've been together, just Josh and I, so we're excited to dive into Lord knows where this conversation will go. But
yeah, it's pretty dangerous.
It is pretty dangerous. You never know.
But it's always fun. That's the way the Holy Spirit works. You don't ever know what's going to happen. You think you know where you're going, and you're like, yeah, I'm going somewhere else. So just off the ride.
I've found some fun questions we can answer.
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared for those. No, but it is good to be back together. When you asked who do I have coming on, I was trying to find somebody. I thought it was just going to be me talking, doing a monologue today. So glad to know that you're here with me. It's great.
We're here. We've got a great guest for you next week. You're going to want to tune into that as well. But stay here with us today. We've got a lot of good things.
We've got a lot of guests coming. It's just the timing and the scheduling and getting everybody in and out is the big deal.
For perspective, we're in the middle of one of the busier seasons of ministry with Fields of Faith. So not that we should be slacking, but I don't think we're slacking sitting here showing up.
No, I mean, podcast is one of those things really wasn't on the radar until staff come in and with the dream and the vision to make it happen. And here we are, and we just add to and figure out how to navigate and work around. And I don't think we're slacking with the amount of ministry that's happening.
Definitely not. Yeah. Speaking of Fields of Faith, I know you haven't been here to necessarily talk too much about the overview and how you've seen that go. But just in the middle of the season, I know last night we're doing this on a Thursday. It'll post it on Monday, but October 8th is the National Fields of Faith Day. We didn't observe that because we got 3 other events that are going on, and we got to spread those out according to how that best fits our community. But would you go ahead and just share a little bit about your point of view and how things have gone in Cabot and Stuttgart and what you're excited for with Sylvan Hills?
Yeah. So like to your point, the second Wednesday in October is the National Fields of Faith Day all across the world. International date that everybody tries to do. So everybody's meeting at the same time, just paint a picture of a bigger audience and a small campus partnered. My words are not working today. Big part of a bigger picture all around the world of the church worshiping together on a public stadium or court or wherever they can find access to. We started ours on See You at the Pole Date in Cabot, and in Cabot for the last 3, 4, 5. This is the 5th year. Past 5 years, we've done it. Partner with local youth pastors. They do See You at the Pole in the morning and organize all those events for students to lead out in prayer and worship and praying for community leaders and national leaders and school campus and effective ministry and witness on campus in the morning. And then we host a big party in the evening with all the local church gathered as the church. And last week we went to Stuttgart, and Fields of Faith Day was yesterday. And there was here in Central Arkansas, there was one down the road here at Scott Field. They had about 400 at, and then there was 5 different ones in Saline County and another one in Faulkner County at Conway High School. So it was a big day, Central Arkansas, for Fields of Faith. But for us in Central Arkansas East, we have another one coming up next week at Sylvan Hills. Cabot blew me away. It threatened rain all day. I thought it was not going to happen. Tried to control the weather as best as I could, and no man ever can. And
how did that look for you?
You tell me. What was written all over my face during that time?
We cannot control the weather.
We can never control the weather.
We trust the God that does.
We trust the God that does, and we come up with contingency plans and try to organize and coordinate where we're going and what we're doing. And it rained up until about 5 o'clock off and on, and we had to protect sound equipment and with tents and cardboard and tarps and plastic and everything else. And right before we opened the gates, the clouds parted and the storms went around, and the church showed up. There's about 1,000 more people than there was the year before. There's 3,680, which is crazy, because there's 2,700 the year before. And got to witness during the invitation, phenomenal student testimonies. students able to read scripture over other students, the opportunity to pray together and pray over everybody, a clear gospel communication and invitation to respond. I saw about 400 students come forward to make decisions for Jesus Christ. Was able to collect all that information and turn it over to local youth pastors to follow up with. And they're beginning the discipleship process, because it doesn't end with us. It ends with us in partnership with local churches and them to continue the discipleship process. And what did you hear God say? And how do you navigate? And what do you do? So super grateful for the partnerships there. I just really feel this climate in America, this climate in our world, people call it a great awakening. People call it a next youth revival, next movement of God, whatever it is a direct movement of God, but it's working. And every revival that's ever happened in the world is directly tied to teenagers, getting on fire and impacting generations and people above, their parents and grandparents and their younger siblings below, and leading by example and influencing. And I think we're in the middle of one right now. And we're seeing it. We saw it with the Asbury revivals and college students last year. And then with the assassination of Charlie Kirk and the church. I mean, when was the last time you saw a day-long worship service broadcasted on national television? And everybody showed up. Now we have more politicians who are effectively communicating the gospel more than more professional pastors, and clear in how they communicate. And the church is showing up. They want to worship together. They want to be together. And that was evidence at our Cabot Fields of Faith, where we opened the gates and everybody showed up that I didn't think would show because it was raining. And there was more than we thought would show. And the response was huge. And the stories and testimonies, there's a church in Cabot who had one of the things that we do on our response card is we say, what church do you go to? Or what church would you go to if someone invited you? Well, his church, he's like, I don't know half these people that are on my list. I'm like, well, they said that they would come to your church if you would invite them. So he's had 12 different conversations with students who want to get plugged in, and they made faith decisions for Jesus. They want to be baptized and they want to grow in discipleship, all from Fields of Faith. And I think, I know what it's like as a youth pastor, and we talked about this in another podcast, but we, as youth pastors, we believe that our time on campus, there are people, then our time is precious, which it is. I'm not downplaying that at all, but when's the time that you have the opportunity to gather with the church across the city? And for your students to see it's not just me and it's not just us, but it's all of us working together for not just swapping sheep from church to church and flock to flock, and you're my shepherd and they're my shepherd and all this other stuff. But who are these people that don't have anybody? And they're looking for hope, and they're looking for a reason. They're looking for a relationship with Jesus. They're looking for guidance. They're looking for wisdom. And those are the people that we're supposed to go after to reach for Jesus Christ. And I think Fields of Faith is a great opportunity for us to see that. One, collectively as local churches, that we're not in competition. There's plenty of other people out there that we don't have to compete. Two, what we're doing on our campuses, in our youth rooms, in our worship services, everything else is just a microcosm of what's happening all around the world. And when we do that, oftentimes they don't say this, but it's kind of unsaid, unwritten, is that we're more focused on us in our little C church instead of how we fit into the big C church. And I think that Fields of Faith provides that opportunity. Last week we were in Stuttgart, and we saw 700 people. We grew by 200 from the year before, and came from 11 different schools from around Stuttgart, which blows my mind. I can't even
pretty incredible to think about, of just communities that came from 30 plus minutes to get there.
We were in Stuttgart, and there's people registered and made decisions from Jesus from Malvern.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I don't even know how you get from Malvern to Stuttgart. I don't even know what that looks like. You didn't get there by accident. And then there's students who show up to Stuttgart who go to church in Stuttgart, live in England, and go to school in Desark. I don't know how that works either, but it does. And she ended up giving her life to the Lord, being the only one as a Desert Eagle. Because I remember calling her, recognizing her, not calling her out, recognizing her because she's wearing a green Eagle hoodie. And she ended up giving her life to the Lord because her church decided they want to worship with other churches, and other students invited her. She would never darken the door of a church. Where she said, I haven't been to church in a long time, but since our church was coming here on the field with everybody else, I came. I think local churches miss out on that. They miss out on seeing that. It's just an opportunity to, there's a lot of people who will come with your friends to a community event. One, because they're curious to see what it is and what's going on. Two, to see how y'all act with each other. And three, they're encountered with the gospel of Jesus Christ. And because of that, then they plug into your local congregation. So decision time in Stuttgart, phenomenal testimonies, and people like, well, how do you pick the students who give testimony? I'm like, well, we just partner with local youth pastors. Who do you know, and who needs to tell their story? Who needs the opportunity? And one thing we're doing different this year is we're doing a King Josiah challenge. We're encouraging student leaders on campuses to encourage their peers to live a life similar to King Josiah, who was king by the age of 8, who read the Holy Scriptures, who decided to shift the model of his reign, of his of being a king, to follow the ways of God. And God honored it, and God blessed it, and his kingdom grew, and his favor with people grew, and the kingdom during that time, kingdom of Israel during that time, God honored their relationship with him. And so we encourage teenagers to do the same thing. And oftentimes the kids that are up there, students up there talking, are not the center of attention when they walk in a room. They're the most faithful people. Yeah, but I tell people all the time, whenever you give a teenager, regardless of their personality, a microphone, regardless of the personality, if they're type A, type B, if they're outgoing, if they're, what's that word? The opposite of outgoing. They're not people. They're, help me out here. They're not inclusive. They're
not exclusive.
Correct. They're not exclusive. That's good.
Introverted. Yeah.
Introverted people.
Praise God, we got there.
Yeah, we got there. Well, teamwork makes the dream work. You give an introverted person a microphone, then they become the loudest person in the room, proclaiming the gospel for Jesus Christ for people to hear. And that's what happened in Stuttgart. The Josiah Challenge was not the most, and we told people, like, oh, really? Well, I'm glad but it's a step of faith for that person. It's an opportunity to proclaim the gospel, and the conversations that they have afterwards. Thank you for your boldness. And they never once thought that they were bold. There's just a lot of cool things. So great testimonies, gospel response time in Stuttgart. There's 700 people there. We had over 200 people make decisions to follow Jesus. A little less than a third. I don't see that anywhere else. I don't know. I'm still trying to, that math is, there's 44 people who made first time decisions to follow Jesus, and 163 make decisions to continue to grow in their faith, that they've drifted away and they want to be involved in a discipleship relationship, to have accountability, to grow in their faith, to it just blows my mind. I don't know. And we're looking forward to, and a lot of that happened last night here in Central Arkansas, here in Little Rock and Conway, and all across the Saline River region. And we'll get to do it again next week at Sylvan Hills.
Yeah.
So all that to say, if you're listening to this, and we hope that you are, even though we know that not everybody does, and I know that whatever we say does not fall on deaf ear. If you are listening to this and you have not been to a Fields of Faith event, and you want your church to be involved and to feel the synergy of other churches being together, working together for the gospel, to invite your friends, to invite the lost community, to show the world what it's like when we are all unified together, come to Sylvan Hills to Bill Blackwood Stadium next Wednesday night. The gates will open at 6:15. The first 700 people will get free Chick-fil-A. First 700 students. Sorry, adults, you got to eat before you come. First 700 will get free Chick-fil-A. And we're going to have a great time, great student testimonies and prayer time and gospel presentation. And all in all, it's for the kingdom. It's for the kingdom to grow.
Yeah.
You asked me a question a long time ago, and I took with it.
That was the question. You answered it well.
Yeah, took me a minute. Sorry.
Give a former youth pastor a microphone and let him speak. There you go. Yeah, that's I think you make just a lot of good formative points there. Of we want to, yes, provide the opportunity, but also provide a space for them to continually be discipled, because that's the Great Commission, is to make disciples, not just to make converts, not just to make it a one-time decision, an emotional night on a football field. It's a lifelong decision to continue to walk with Jesus hand in hand as we go throughout our life. So that's what we're going to continue to try and do here in Central Arkansas.
Absolutely.
And fulfill the Great Commission, and continue to seek the lost and the hurting in our communities here. So what a joy and what an honor it is to work and serve, yes, with FCA, but with the church here in Central Arkansas.
Giving a lot of thought to that. If people don't come, even if they do, our role and our job is to partner with the local church. So yes, we want the local church to be there. Even if they don't, we're still going to do it.
Yeah.
Because there's people, like you said, that are hurt, that are lost, that are wasting away trying to figure out the purpose of life, and they need to be encountered with the gospel of Jesus Christ. So if a church doesn't show up, we still give them the follow-up report. Hey, these students say they go to your church, or they would if you would call them. Please call them, because we can't call everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy. The numbers, people are like, well, what's the numbers? Well, I don't really care about the numbers, but from 2 fields of faith, we've already surpassed what 3 fields of faith in attendance and decisions were the year before. Stuttgart alone blows my mind. Stuttgart alone, recommitments to the Lord, there was 151 total in 2024. In 2025 at Stuttgart, there's 163. People are hungry. They want to come back to the Lord. They don't know how to do it on their own. They need to be given the opportunity, and then partnered with other adults or other teenagers who are a little bit further down the road from them. This is how you do this.
Yeah.
And we need each other.
Yeah. I think that's a big part of it is, number one, not knowing where to start. When I first came to Arkansas in the position I was working in, the roommate that I had at the time randomly started opening up to me about his church hurt and some of his past experience, and sitting there diving into it with him, asking him questions, and come to find out he's just confused on what any of the denominations mean and where to start with all that. And just encouraged him, like, man, it starts with the word. It starts with the word of God first and foremost. And that's the churches that you're looking for. That's the community that you're looking for, Bible believing Christians, which I don't really think you can be a Christian if you're not Bible believing, but that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah. Why do we say that?
I don't know. I was literally just listening to something. And it was like, oh man, I can't remember the words.
My grandpa, if he listens to this, I hope he does one day, and I hope he listens to this podcast, but he always prays for the true churches of the world. I'm like,
it's kind of
I don't understand
that
theology and why we get to the point where we need to pray for the true churches.
Yeah.
Would you not want to pray for the untrue churches?
Yeah. Well, our terminology is mixed up in our culture today.
If it's, like what defines a true church?
Yeah.
Is it Bible believing, Bible preaching?
Yeah.
Well, of course it is.
I think that's the hard line of, this will get off on a tangent.
Come on.
But that's the hard line of, Christians are imperfect. Like, we as believers of God and followers of him are imperfect in what we do. And I think that's where it's like, where do you draw the line of, and I think, again, that's where we have to be rooted in our word and what it says. Otherwise, I don't think we can really consider ourselves a Christian if we're not daily walking in relationship with Jesus. Now, daily, does that look the same for me every single day? No, because I fall short sometimes too. But I think it's more so the heart posture and the determination to be like, you know what, Jesus, I allow you into my life and continue to let you have your Holy Spirit lead and guide me on a day-to-day basis. So I've been trying to dive into the fruits of the Spirit recently, and that's been a whole
At our
Oh,
church,
thanks.
Fellowship Bible Church, we're walking through a series of what does it mean to be a disciple of Jesus. I think that's what we're studying. At least that's what I've been remembering. I need to go back. I'm sorry. Whenever I walk in church, my mind, the Lord tells me stuff, and I listen some, and I take a lot of notes, and sometimes it's a sermon, sometimes it's not. Especially during Fields of Faith season, I get in there and I just, forgive me, Pastor. I do a brain dump and I think about all this stuff. But I do remember distinctly a couple weeks ago. What does a disciple do? What does a disciple look like? How do we follow Jesus? Three things. There's one thing when Kaysen was in here, Kaysen Mertens from Saline River, we were talking. He mentioned, the Chinese missionary. What's his name that everybody reads? I'll find it here in a minute. But it's along the lines, the three marks of a disciple is that they know, they be, and they do. So the first part's knowledge, obviously, and then it affects your being and who you are, and then that's what you do. So to your point, there's my notes from Kaysen. Watchman Nee, sit, walk, stand. Mm-hmm. It's similar to know, be, do. You got to take time to know who you are. What does God say about his word? But a lot of times I feel like we as a church, we do very well at knowing because that's where our judgment comes from. And we're known for judging people.
Yeah.
But we're not really known well for who we are and what we do. We're known better by what we do like and what we don't like.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
So challenge you.
Sure.
And I know you already do this, but it's a lot of knowing. But a disciple of Jesus doesn't just know. To be a disciple, to be a follower, you actually have to follow. You have to, as bad as this 4-letter word gets a bad rap in the church, obey.
Oh.
You didn't know where I was going with the 4-letter word, do you? Every time I say 4-letter words,
you and your 4-letter word.
Yeah, my 4-letter words. Normally 4-letter words are curse words. And to most churches, obey is a curse word. Well, even though we have psalms, we sing hymns about it, trust and obey.
Yeah.
The rest of that song, for there's no other way to truly, I put truly in there, but to be happy in Jesus is to trust and obey. And I think disciples would be totally different if we would learn to obey and not rationalize and not second guess and not say, I don't think that's right, I'll do this instead. No, just obey. Hot take or not, I don't care.
Yeah.
Truth is the truth.
It is. The truth is the truth. Put that on a shirt.
Not my truth or your truth, but the truth is the truth.
Yeah, definitely. That's the call. It is to obey.
Yeah.
We can't do anything if we don't get our feet moving and obey what the call is. So that's good. Yeah, Seven Hills Fields of Faith. We want you to be there. We want your church, want whatever sanction of the community that you're from. If you got students, we really want them to be there. It'll be a night where they get encouraged, and even more so than encouraged, we hope that they build and grow in their relationship with Jesus. So if you have any questions about that, if you forget the information, you can find that on Central Arkansas East FCA on Instagram and Facebook. If not, Central caefca.org. For any kind of contact information, you can reach out to us there. But we want to get in contact with you. Maybe if you're spurred to action by that and really want to be a part of it, we need volunteers. We are a volunteer-driven ministry, and we can't not do this ministry without the help of volunteers and without the body of Christ standing alongside with us. We couldn't do Fields of Faith without volunteers and without the churches in our community. So if that's you and you feel a call to help out and be a part, we want you to be a part because we know we can't do it without you and without the people that the Lord is stirring in their heart and has placed in the path to serve and love on those students and love on our community. So gates open at 6:15. And the event will start at 7. Student testimonies are going to be great. Every student that we have, I'm so excited for them. I know them a little bit more personally because those are some of my schools in this area. But, yeah, you're going to be encouraged by them and really really, really excited for that. So Seven Hills Fields of Faith, October 15th, Wednesday night. Starts at 7, gates open at 6:15. We want to see you there. Any other thoughts on that, Josh?
If you think, should I come? The answer is yes.
We just answered it for you.
Yeah. If you're a parent of a student giving a testimony, come.
Yeah.
If you're a grandparent of a student who goes to church, come see what we're about. Come check us out. We need you at the end to pray with students who are making decisions of faith for the rest of their life, to encourage them and to pray for them and to congratulate them on their decisions to follow hard after Jesus.
Absolutely.
People ask, why don't we do student testimonies? I don't know, because their life has been changed and other people need to hear their story. It's kind of scary sometimes when you have to be in control. What are they going to say?
Yeah.
Here's a script that they sent you. Are they really going to do that? I don't know. Live by faith. Be bold. Let them speak. It's easier to talk about it and clean up on the back end if you need to, but that most time doesn't happen. But those are our fears as humans.
Yeah.
What if my story's not good enough? Well, what if it is and you're not telling it? So tell it. Let God do the rest.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good. I think that's the temptation sometimes, is to not share because we don't feel like there's any impact or any testimony. And I would hard rebuttal against that and say, well, God's the one who created that story. He's the one who's played it out in your life. So are you saying that his work isn't good enough for you and for other people? But yeah, it'll be a great night. I'm excited for it. So be there if you can. If
Absolutely.
you can't, make a way. And
one of the things we talked about, or I've thought about, and I've seen other people do, is how do we go live? How do we do a Facebook Live of Fields of Faith so people can see what's going on and how that works? So I don't think we're going to be able to pull it off this next Wednesday, but that's in the docket that we can do in the future, because we want you to be there. It's more powerful in the room than it is to watch it. Just like
virtually,
church. If you're still doing virtual church, that ended in 2021, okay? It's time for you to go back. Time for you to get involved. It's time for you to see your pastor face to face, eyeball to eyeball, meet a new friend, shake a hand, hug a neck. God didn't create you to do life alone in your isolation of your own room and say, oh, I'm a believer in Jesus, I go to church. Well, you may, but that's not what was intended. So come to Fields of Faith, go to church, see people.
Yeah.
It's the way that God created you.
Yeah, definitely. Praise God.
Full of hot takes today.
Oh, that's great.
I never know what I'm going to say and how Zach's going to respond. So
that's the
he
fun
just
of
sits
it.
over there and shakes his head like, well, I'm like, am I wrong? No.
I'm just listening. Sometimes you just got to listen and observe and keep people on your toes with how you respond to it. So
yeah,
that's how.
Hey, so we talked a lot about Fields of Faith, talked about ministry. I got a question for you. This was your question, but I'm going to ask you.
Yeah, that's great.
Since we are a sports ministry and we're an international sports ministry, the greatest way that the world celebrates sports internationally is through the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
If there was a sport that you would add, you just asked me this earlier. I'm locked and loaded. I'm ready for this. So I'll answer your question by me asking it, however that works. If you were to add a sport to the Olympics, we'll go summer first and then winter.
Okay. There's a big difference there.
What would you add?
Oh man. Well, there's a really obvious answer for me for summer, and we've got to stop doing this whole there's some sports that are a little bit separated and do things differently. So like I love the FIFA World Cup. 100%. FIFA World Cup is awesome, but Olympic soccer doesn't even touch the World Cup. It's not close to it in any realm. Same thing with baseball. Baseball, we have the World Baseball Classic, incredible event. I look forward to the World Baseball Classic when it happens. But if I don't
think I've ever watched it.
It's really incredible. You got to watch some of these baseball players represent for their country this year.
So just take a stab at it.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the United States is not doing great because most of the Major League Baseball players are either Asian or they're Latin American.
Well, no, that's the thing. It's usually the best teams are the Japanese had a really good team this last year. The
Japanese baseball culture is ridiculous.
Let me paint the picture for you. World Baseball Classic. I'll just briefly share this. if you can look this up online. This is incredible. So, the greatest baseball player on the planet right now is Shohei Ohtani. No doubt, he plays both ways. He is the most
You mean
versatile.
he bats rights and left? That
No,
would be playing both ways.
he pitches and he hits.
Okay, I'm with you.
He's a top 15 pitcher in the major leagues and top 5 hitter in the world. But so the Japanese team was pretty stacked. The Puerto Rican team, Dominican Republic, they're always really good. The U.S. had a stacked team too. They had Mike Trout and all these big names in their lineup. So the U.S. and the Japanese play in the championship game, and the game ends with Shohei Ohtani versus Mike Trout. You'll have to look this up. It's incredible at bat. The whole place is rocking. They're playing in Miami, which Miami's not the greatest baseball town ever because everyone's there on vacation, but they were there. They were there for that game. Everyone's riled up. Shohei Ohtani versus Mike Trout.
So you're saying there's nobody at Miami that lives in Miami that goes to ball games?
Correct. The Florida Marlins, it was the same way. The Miami Marlins, they rebranded, made this brand new ballpark. No one shows up to go watch them play.
Okay.
Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, right? Two probably biggest names in baseball. They were teammates on the Angels, no longer teammates anymore. But that's how the game ends is Shohei Ohtani's dialing up 100 on the mound, and he strikes out Mike Trout to win the World Baseball Classic. It's incredible. Some of the best players in the world are getting together to play baseball. Baseball is a sport you got to be careful in, especially as a pitcher, workload and all that. That's why I advocate for more of baseball because when it's played at its highest level.
In the Olympics or at the Classic?
Yes.
So
The Olympics.
You're fine with both?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. If we could transition the World Baseball Classic to the Olympic stage, that would be great. But it's also it is kind of its own thing. That's my overarching sports take for soccer and baseball. They just need to be a little bit more integrated into the Olympics because basketball, incredible. I love watching basketball.
How do you feel about rugby with the World Cup?
Well, I don't watch too much rugby to know.
Come on, man.
But what little I do see, I think that's a great sport that needs more exposure.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
South
Africa, Australia, or New Zealand, then you're.
Yeah. Do they? What are injuries like in that sport?
Rugby?
Yeah.
Cauliflower ear.
Okay.
And they don't wear helmets.
Yeah. Are they?
So when you're in the scrum,
yeah,
head to head, you're holding on to everything and pulling everything, and
I just feel like I don't see too many brutal rugby injuries compared to football. And
are you kidding me?
I don't watch rugby.
Are you
so
kidding
much.
me right now? I remember as a kid, my dad's a pastor, and we were living in Fort Worth while he was in Southwestern Seminary, and we had a church up in Oklahoma, driving up the interstate. We stopped in Gainesville, Texas. Remember, it was clear as day. We pulled off into Dairy Queen, and which is what we did, Dairy Queen on the way home. And there was these people walking in. I had no idea what was going on, but every player had a head wrap on or a chin wrap, tape, gauze, everything, black eyes, blood running out of their ears, gashed legs. One guy had bruise and blood dripping down his leg. I'm like, what is going on? My dad was like, they play rugby. It's brutal. It's like football without pads. Hip check somebody running down the field, no penalty.
Yeah.
Arkansas State, believe it or not, has one of the top rugby programs in the nation. Huh. Rugby is not an NCAA sport. It's a club sport, operates in the club space, but Arkansas State's one of the top in the nation, top in the world.
The best rugby players gather in Jonesboro.
Yeah.
That's
for real.
awesome.
So they play 7s and 11s, and it's legit. There's a club here in Little Rock on the south side of town. Forget the name of the club. Used to know. We had a guy in Cabot that played soccer in high school, went to Jonesboro, fell in love with rugby. Tried out for the team here, would play here on the weekends and play in Jonesboro, and went to be a missionary in Germany for the summer doing rugby.
That's
because
crazy.
European rugby, they partnered with a missionary that did American football, but he did rugby and taught rugby as an American to Europeans to share the gospel.
I got to learn some more about rugby.
Wild and crazy. I mean, they use a ball similar to football. It's bigger, a little bit more oblong, and I mean, it's pretty sweet.
There's a really great rugby movie.
Invictus.
Yes, with Matt Damon and is it Morgan Freeman's in that? Yeah.
Nelson,
really great
Nelson Mandela united the
Yes.
country of South Africa through the sport that half the country hated.
Yeah. That's an incredible movie.
Absolutely.
That's one of actually my favorite sleeper sports movies.
Oh yeah.
That's a really good movie.
Yeah.
So that's your answer on summer?
No, I was just you're talking soccer. They have their own thing. Rugby has their own thing called the World Cup. I think you ought to add bass fishing.
Oh wow!
Because there's a bass fishing world championship that happened in South Africa.
From a true Texan in Arkansas.
Absolutely. I mean, if you want to pull in everybody, they competed as countries in South Africa.
Yeah.
As bass fishing partners, because right now Major League Fishing and everybody, it's live casted and everybody's on boats and they're weighing in scales and they're doing all the things. Why not invite the outdoors people of the world? Sure, there's archery and there's sporting clays and all this other stuff. Why are we not doing fishing? We invite everybody in, have a weigh-in, and you are the world champion, Olympic bass fishing champion.
That's crazy. Okay, but
I think you could have an outdoors triathlon. I think you could do bass fishing one day and then archery the next and skeet shooting the next and come up with the outdoor champion of the world.
I kind of like that. That would make some of those sports a little bit more interesting.
Why
if you
not?
had a leaderboard.
Yeah.
Followed it for
I think you could add rodeo. I think you could add bull riding.
Okay.
That's pretty much a worldwide sport. Brazil is dominating right now all across the PBR, Professional Bull Riders Association. You could add more than bull riding. I think you need to do Mexican poker. Do you know what Mexican poker is?
That is?
Mexican poker, you sit down at a table, you act like you're in the middle of the arena in the dirt where they do the rodeo. You sit down at a card table, act like you're playing poker. Or they do it where they draw a chalk circle on the ground and you cannot leave the circle.
Oh, last one to move.
Last man standing wins.
Yeah.
Let's see who is the world's toughest guy. Let's see who has nerves of steel and does not move. Or who's the most idiotic. I don't know. You can figure that out.
Yeah.
But I think that would be phenomenal.
Wow. I agree.
It's a lot better than breakdancing.
Yeah. Yeah. ESPN The Ocho needs to take some notes here because
turn it in.
So
turn it in.
But I have a question: Is bass fishing a skill thing? Now I'm going to ask this question, and I kind of know the answer, but I just need to hear a more developed thought on this. When we were at FCA camp, I couldn't catch a lick in that little pond out there.
But who did?
I haven't gone fishing in years. And you caught everything that was in there.
Yeah.
And so is that a skill-based issue, or is it because your shadow casts larger that they come closer to you? How does that work?
It's just time and knowledge and skill.
That's not a clear answer, though. What is
it is not
what's
because
your
I'm
process?
taller and my shadow casts further into the lake. It is not the deal, okay?
So what's the process of when you're casting to get a fish?
Think like a fish. Where would a fish go in the heat of the day? They're going to be out in the middle of the lake where it's the hottest water? No, they're going to be in the coolest shade where it's cooler and they can chill.
Okay.
Or they're going to be closer to where there's bait around, and your bait that you're throwing has to mimic close to what they're going to eat. Or if it's close to dark and there's flies hitting the top of the water, then you want to throw something that's going to throw a top water, something that's going to create a racket that they're going to flinch and react to get their meal, because there's stuff hitting the top water all the time. So that's what you do. If we can have bass fishing in high school clubs have bass fishing clubs.
Oh, yeah.
High schools have bass fishing clubs.
It's growing.
Absolutely. It's one of the fastest growing sports in the state or in the United States.
Yeah.
I also think there needs to be pickleball. as much as it pains me to say that, because I do not understand why we have to hit a wiffle ball with a piece of plywood and call it a sport for people who don't play sports anymore.
Yeah. Tennis.
I don't know.
We have made every excuse to not play tennis in pickleball and ping pong. People who don't want to move as much. Although if you're professional, you'll be moving quite a bit and get a good workout.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
That's a mystery to me. How
All right, change the subject. Winter Olympics.
Okay. There's got to be some kind of snow involved in it, like snowball fighting. Like, I don't know. Think about like building a fort. Like this is like on the.
I think you could do dodgeball for Summer Olympics.
Okay. I can get behind that.
They made a movie about it.
Have you seen?
I don't encourage you to go watch the movie,
but doesn't mean we haven't laughed a time or two.
100%. Yeah. Watch it at your own risk.
Have you seen the like professional like trampoline dodgeball, like Sky Zone type dodgeball? Yeah. That gets me intrigued. I'm up out of my seat watching them jump 20 feet in the air.
Are you jumping with them?
No, I can't jump with them.
Like if you're watching it on TV, you're watching it, you're jumping around with them?
I'm bouncing on my own little living
your
room.
own little jumper?
Yeah.
Your own little, do they call it a bounder? A little bounding jumper, trampoline?
Sure.
That they do fitness classes on and all that?
Oh, yeah. I don't know what they call them, but yeah. But I think involving some kind of, like you're saying, outdoor skills, sports related. I mean, you're throwing, so that's a sport in and of itself. But building some kind of snow fort, having some kind of rules and regulations of if you get hit with a snowball, you're out. You have some kind of, your snowball has to be this kind of size. There's regulations on things, I feel like. But there could be some good skill working.
Saying Buddy the Elf would be really good at that.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder who has that costume. Who could dress up as Buddy the Elf and win that?
Well,
okay. You say snowball. I say do.
People aren't going to understand that if you don't share a little context.
I don't have to. I don't know what you're talking about. Context. I'm just a genuine thought.
Let's just say Buddy the Elf showed up at FCA camp.
Buddy the Elf was at FCA camp.
Yeah, he was bigger in person than I thought.
Larger than life.
Larger than life. It makes sense in the movie now.
Oh yeah.
He actually, the rest of the elves I think were normal size. And he was just a little bit bigger of an adult. My hot take.
I'm not going to negate that. I'm not going to dive off into that world.
Gosh.
6'10" people talking about little people is not always a great conversation
great
either.
Podcast topic.
Yeah. Well, here we are. It's out there for the world now. I can't take that back. No, so I think you ought to have human bowling.
Oh, how does that work?
Well, you go to all these ski resorts, or you get up on a mountain and you have inner tube rides all the way down the hill. So why not line up 10 of your bravest friends at the bottom of the hill to be the bowling pins, and y'all take time.
Oh, we're taking out people.
You take turns knocking people out.
But how does that work with, what happens if, I've got so many questions. How do you trust the people at the, maybe I would almost say you have the opposing team that they're going up against for opposing country. Because if I was a pin and I was working with my team, I would fall over at the slightest little flake of snow that came and hit me.
Lightweight.
Because there would be some cheating going on.
That explains the lightweight.
Yeah. I'm not setting my homie up at the top of the mountain up with a massive 7-10 split if I can just fall down because a couple snowflakes hit me.
I just think that'd be fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I like watching darts a lot. People playing professional darts, like throwing on a dartboard. Have you seen? I'll have to show you a video. If you haven't seen this video, you better watch it. It's like, you could probably just look up like the most incredible dart exhibition ever. You can just probably search that on YouTube.
Would not search well, I guarantee you. Too many words.
There's two guys that are going back and forth. This arena is packed full of people
to watch darts.
Yeah, to watch darts. It's a big thing.
Okay, so are they aiming for the target? Is there a wall behind them, or are there people behind them?
It's just regular dartboard.
A dartboard, and what's behind the dartboard?
it's a wall.
I think if you put people back there, it'd be more exciting.
Well,
I want to know
There's
I want to know
there's
their
a lot of-
I want to know their true accuracy if there's people behind them.
there's a lot of physical pain that's involved in the things you're interested in watching. I'm concerned for the humans involved in some of this.
That's what they did in Braveheart.
Yeah, that's fair. But the professional dart throwers aren't missing the board, though.
That's what I'm saying. So it wouldn't matter who's
Okay.
behind them.
Yeah, sure.
But there would be heckling in their face from
yeah,
right behind.
yeah. I can
It's
get
like shooting a
behind
free
that.
throw in the NBA.
Yeah.
There's people behind
Yeah.
you. So how good are you really?
Have you
Or-
seen that Brooklyn Nets fan that they call him like Mr. Whammy? ESPN did a whole segment on him.
I guess not.
He's like this old man that thinks he has some kind of special powers to make people
Okay.
miss free throws. I'm like, I think you just saw DeAndre Jordan come to the free throw line. That's why he missed free throws. So no
DeAndre
disrespect, DeAndre. I know you're listening. We love you, but anyways.
Do you know where DeAndre Jordan went to college?
I don't know. He's been in the league for so long.
Yeah.
I wasn't born when he was in college, probably.
Texas A&M.
Really?
Yep.
I have heard that before. That's crazy. He's an Aggie.
He's an Aggie. Explains a lot.
Yeah, sure. 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 Oh man. Oh man. Yeah. I think there's a wide range of things that they could legitimately consider, not even just the goofy things.
Oh yeah, well, sitting here thinking Red Bull has their championships, X Games has their championships. Yeah. I mean, everybody in their particular sport has their championships. And then you have to regulate. That's why a lot of people don't want to do it, because Olympic regulations are so strict that they don't want to have to chase that down and govern. And I mean, but it would be cool to represent your country.
Yeah. Well, you think about, there's a lot of stories that come out of the Olympics every year that it happens of this person from some country we've never heard of gets to represent their country in this sport for the very first time, or medaled in this sport for the very first time. It's like you just became a national hero
100%.
for, like, not that we should idolize any
or
of that,
you could walk in holding your nation's flag lather
Yeah.
than baby oil and do awful in your sport, and you're still known all around the world.
Why are they lathered in baby oil?
Because he's from some Tahitian island.
Okay, sure.
You don't remember that from the last Summer Olympics?
No. Thank you. I was glad there was context to that. I thought you were just pulling that out of nowhere.
No, man. This is real life.
Oh man, this is great. Why haven't we talked about this before? Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, there's cool stories that come out of that every year. That's one of my favorite parts of the Olympics is not the opening ceremony. I don't really care too much about that, but when the countries get to walk out. And
I like the opening ceremonies because it shows the history of that country.
Well, previously,
okay,
there's been some controversy about it recently.
Surely
but
not.
Yeah, there have been some really
controversy.
Cool.
People do stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. We live in a broken world. Newsflash. But yeah, I like watching. It's always interesting who the U.S. rolls out as their flag bearer too. Yeah. I'm like, it's probably just the most like popular athlete.
Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not.
Yeah,
the best in their sport. They need some recognition. It's like that. It's like that person we talk about at Fields of Faith who you put a microphone in front of them. They need to be recognized for the work that they've done that nobody knows.
Definitely. I miss Shaun White. That's who I miss. Seeing those beautiful red locks.
Carrot top.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. He's getting me excited about the Winter Olympics. Now I got his figure skating. Shaun White, man, you're missed. You're missed in the snowboarding community. Going down the half pipe. Get me all riled up. I knew nothing about snowboarding or the half pipe until Shaun White came around. It's upside down. Oh, wow. That's so interesting.
Tonga.
Oh, wow. I don't want to describe this because I'm afraid I'm. But
for those who want the reference, you go to YouTube and you search Tonga. Tonga flag bearers. It's a Beijing 2022 Olympics. It's the Tonga flag bearer.
Here in the United States, the youth would call that. He would be iced out for his country. He got all the drip. That's crazy. Wow.
Yep.
You have pulled more tidbits of information I've ever seen anyone in my life. That's incredible. I'm glad we recognized him today. I'm sure he's listening in Tonga.
He was the only one from his country, and those are the delegates behind him that helped him get there.
Wow. So he's the only athlete.
He's the only athlete from his country.
Who's the little boy next to him?
Just a representative.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How cool. Their flag kind of looks like Switzerland. Switzerland? The little plus on there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. That's so cool. What an incredible event, the Olympics. What a great opportunity for the world to get together. And that's really, if you think about it, that's one of the few things that the world comes together to do on a regular basis. That's a pretty incredible feat if you think about it. It's cool to see. I mean, there's lots of history.
I don't know how you can love sports and Jesus and not watch the Olympics.
Yeah.
Because for me, going back to our calling in FCA, it's an international sports ministry. There's these people that this country has said, this is who our representative is. They need to represent us. But then we have the opportunity through other agencies and other organizations to go and have the opportunity to share the gospel with them. And if they have an understanding of who Jesus is and they are the spokesperson for their country, for the gospel. I mean, when you watch the opening ceremonies, you see all these countries where people are celebrating and they're like, oh, this is what heaven, this is a picture. The Olympics is a picture of heaven for me. People from every nation, tribe, and tongue celebrating at the feet of Jesus and what the potential could be. It's my goal, it's my bucket list to go to the Olympic Games, to experience it, to see it, we got to figure out how we can get FCA to be involved in LA.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's coming to us soon. And the World Cup too. So
absolutely.
Lots of things going on here. Well, that's about all the time we got for you today. We talked about a wide range of things, and shout out to the country of Tonga, man. Keep doing your thing out there. But we love you. We're grateful for you. Sylvan Hills Fields of Faith coming up Wednesday, October 15th. Gates open at 6:15. The event starts at 7. It's going to be a great night. We want to see you there. Man, we'll see you next week. We got a special guest. We should have a very good conversation with our guest next week. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for joining us this week on another great week of Beyond the Huddle, the Central Arkansas FCA podcast where faith meets competition. Have a great week.